I can talk about something I haven't talked about before. Hopefully I don't get emotional. I lost twins. I had stillborn twins, fully formed. And at the time I didn't have religion. And so that, I couldn't understand why. I just couldn't get why would this happen. Such beautiful boys, sitting there. And that drove me away from Donya a bit. It made me think, I'm chasing, at the time I was working so hard. It was all about the money, it was all about success. But with all the money in the world, I couldn't get those heartbeats to move. I couldn't do it, you know what I mean? But now as a Muslim, I think I'd be a lot better equipped to deal with that sort of thing because Qadr Allah, it's not the right time. Now thankfully, I believe, my kids were born and they're healthy. I have 2 kids who are healthy. But dealing with that sort of thing without faith, difficult. Brings you to your knees. Whereas interestingly enough, when I was working in Iraq, one of my staff, his 2-year-old died from a heart issue. And it was brutal. Obviously, we took care of, paid for the funeral, everything. He was back at work the next day. I couldn't understand it. I said, brother, take as long as you need. No, he said, no, it's helpful for me to be here. I want to be here. And this is all the will of Allah. I couldn't understand at the time. If anything, I'll be honest, I thought, man, that's crazy. He's just lost a child. He should have a few weeks off, a month off. But he was like, no, this is the will of Allah. And obviously he was just praying regularly and he was on his deen. Isn't that interesting? As a kafir, as a non-believer, losing my kids took me to my knees as a human. Was the worst experience of my life by far. And I've been through some bad experiences. Here we had a religious man who lost a 2-year-old, someone he'd spent years with. So even if we look at it objectively, even more negative than losing, fully formed stillborn twins born without a heart rate, so on. He was at work the next day and he on a deep level, definitely sad, but he was grateful for the experience. He was grateful for the years that he had with his son, and he viewed that it was Qadr Allah, and he just kept going. Isn't that a remarkable comparison of dealing with severe, obstacles in life? So, and that's something I'm very grateful for with Islam. I really believe now that if I was to get sick or if something terrible was to happen, I can accept it on a deeper level because I don't think this is just my ego running the shop. I understand that there is a higher power that is dictating certain struggles, certain life paths. And again, I refer to the life of the Prophet, alayhi wassalatu wassalam. If you look at how much he struggled and he's God's favorite, then I should struggle too, because that's what life is about. If Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us obstacles and challenges and sicknesses and losses, that is Qadr Allah, that is part of our path, and we should be grateful for it. We should say, Alhamdulillah. And if you're living in the West without God, you don't have that frame, that mental frame. You are less mentally resilient as a result.